Since the Clash of the Elite community is so toxic, I actually want these community to receive an anime adaptation like Record of Ragnarok. Yo, what's up, TV Nation? It's me, the TV Monster here again. Alright, being transparent here, I haven't finished Volume 2 yet, but yeah, I'll just do the breakdown analysis anyway, just on the top of my head. And some things that I do know in this specific first few parts. And also have to address the complaints about Kiryuin's design, because they're actually pretty stupid. Alright, so we start off with the monologue. This is actually one-to-one with the light novel. Ayanokouji did have a monologue. They only shortened it. And yeah, they didn't adapt everything. So yeah, it's really time-consuming. So like, why would they adapt that? Yeah, and then we proceed to Vice President Kiriyama and Ayanokouji's talk. This was extremely shortened. Not really extreme, but like they did not proceed to like have this back and forth conversation, because they're like going in circles with the conversation. Like the main goal of this conversation, the main like topic, is for Ayanokouji to not get involved with Nagumo and Kiriyama's fight in the island exam. So yeah, I can see that conversation being so long and very draggy, because Ayanokouji did mention it himself, like they're going on and on and on about this conversation. Like, I know, I get it. Like, let's get this over with. So yeah, anyway, that's that. Yes, the elephant in the room. Yay. People complaining about Kiryuin Senpai's design. I actually like this design a lot, because pretty consistent with her chest, obviously. Oh, they nerfed her. Oh, the thighs. Where's my tights? Where's my stockings, dog? Like I said, they're in their summer uniforms. But why would they also change the color of the skirt? Bro, they're like I said, there's this thing called dress code, school uniform codes, all right? If you're not in Asia, like you're not Asian like I am, and you don't know Japanese culture, specifically Japanese culture, go watch other school genre animes and you have to understand what I meant about dress codes for summer, winter, autumn, like specifically in those. Classroom Daily only has summer and I think, the regular blazers. So yeah. This is their summer uniform. I think season 2 already established this. That's why I was kind of weirded out at season 2 start, because they don't have their blazers on. But what I didn't know is that it is their summer uniform. The reason why there's no stocking is also because it's summer, alright? If you're gonna say, but Chibashira Sensei has her stocking, dog. Teachers and students are different. So yeah, they have dress codes. Unlike the teachers, they always have their work uniforms. So yeah, and also saying that they nerfed her thighs, they nerfed her boobs, dog. Like, are you high? You have to also think to yourself that these are actual high schoolers. So if you see massive breasts like Ichinose, then yeah, that's just massive in real life. To be honest, I talked about this on stream. I don't really like massive boobs. Alright, like, it's not attractive to me, especially if you see them in real life. In anime, it looks hot, right? But nah, bro. Like, you have to see for yourself. But anyway, let's not get straight away with the conversation. So yeah, I really like this design. They introduced Kiryuin so well. Like, they actually, like, did not change a lot. And they didn't skip conversations of Kiryuin, actually, from what I read. It is pretty much one-to-one conversation. The only difference is that yeah, they skipped some of Kiriyama's dialogue. Like, it's not really necessary, and at the same time, it's also getting draggy. I think they also had to skip Kiriyama's dialogue because he is so annoying. Like his dialogues are so irritating. So yeah, like you're a sore loser. Anyway, yeah. Bear in mind that is also what Ayanokouji thinks. We have a winner and a loser. The winner is Nagamo. The loser is Kiriyama. But yeah. And I really love Kiryuin's introduction. And also this. I really love this. The way they also made the lens just focus on around the center and have the corners blurred out. So yeah, I really like this. The way they focus on the shot. So yeah. I really love these aesthetics. Very artistic. It got the point across. That's why I really like this. What they didn't cut a lot is Kiryuin. Like her dialogue. So really, really good. And also, if you guys don't know, I mentioned it in my reaction video. Kiryuin Fuka Senpai's VA voice actress is Yoko. I caught that on my reaction, and I said that in my reaction, if in case you guys didn't know. Because if I do hear that voice, bro, I will recognize that. She's also in Cardfight Vanguard Divines. That's why I noticed. And also, it's Rias Gremory from High School DxD. Yes. We know. Alright, so that's why it's a legendary voice actress. Really, really good scene. Also, they changed the settings. Alright, the settings in the light novel wasn't like this. It wasn't like a garden of sorts. They're like outside, from what I remember. Alright, it's just your regular outside illustration. So if anything, they actually improved it. So yeah, if you guys can see this, you guys can see the illustration right now. There is that. It's just your regular like setting outside of school. Really, really like the setting a lot more. Like we actually get to explore the school. Also, from what I've reread in the light novel, the official translation actually has some errors in translation. Instead of putting Kiryuin, it's Kiriyama. What? Anyway, yeah, they only changed something here. That is Kiryuin's like shooing away Ayanokouji. That's it. But yeah, that's that. And then yeah, pretty much yeah, we also have this. Now I didn't get to this point yet from my rereading session, but the way they adapted this scene is so good. Really intense. Yeah, word of advice from Kiryuin senpai. Focus on yeah, you may end up burned. Focus on the year itself and don't worry about the underclassmen. Just focus on your path. So yeah, wise words from Kiryuin senpai. You should have taken that seriously, Nagamo. But yeah, anyway. For those of you that are complaining about the tights, the stockings, dog, I would prefer the thighs. Like, Anyway, let's not get degenerate here. All right, and then we have the Kanzaki talk and the Ayanokouji talk. I think, yeah, it's decent. I mean, like, it's not that important. It's just Kanzaki being Kanzaki. Bro has his presence now, so yeah. Really love the shots here as well. Like, you can see them putting a lot of detail, even in Kanzaki's eye shots. Like, very interesting. Like, you can see the shot here is also very much focused. God damn, Lurch. Anyway, yeah, Lurch is actually really doing well with the close-up shots. The director really loves the close-up shots because he said it in the advanced screening as well. I like that they adapted this scene perfectly. I actually love this adaptation. I didn't expect them to go this far with the adaptation. They actually went ahead and made Ayanokouji. They actually made the Ayanokouji experiment on the coffee. It's actually crazy. Like, you can actually hear the sound effect as well here, like the sound design of Ayanokouji pouring water on the coffee again. So yeah, Studio Lurch did not hold back on this scene. I did not expect that. I mean, obviously, as a light novel reader, I want to see that animated because it's funny. And also, it didn't matter to me because I already knew what this conversation is all about, like Katsuragi being transferred to Ryuin's class. So yeah, they adapted this scene very well, and I really love it, you know. And then Ayanokouji being a weirdo. This is who he is even in the light novel, alright? And you can see their faces, especially Ryuin. Ryuin's like, what the fuck is this guy on about? This guy's the guy that beat me? Oh, hell no, bro. Really enjoyed it. And even Ayanokouji's face. Look at his face. It's so cute. When he's not having the aura moments, yeah, he is in fact a weirdo and, you know, a really, really cute guy. But yeah. I actually have a theory in my own that I won't dive into because this video is not about that topic. The thing that I wanted to talk about is Ayanokouji's character in season 1, 2, and 3 in the first year anime adaptation compared to year 2, and it made me realize that it might be intentional from the studio and the author himself, saying that, you know, the author did mention to Chiba Shoya, the voice actor of Ayanokouji, to make him more human. He is able to adapt better in year 2 compared to year 1, because if we've seen it in year 1, he is so cold and manipulative. That's why he always sees everybody as tools in the season 2 and 3, because in season 1 it's like decent. It's like this season, you know, season 4, like he's like that in season 1. But if you think about it, right now the anime staff has like a vision, especially Kinugasa Sensei, doing something that he didn't, or he wasn't able to do in year 1, and that is make Ayanokouji extremely cold, edgy, and manipulative as much as possible, and then be able to make himself better in year 2. That's why, right? Like there's some sort of development there. Like that's what I think Kinugasa Sensei is trying to convey. Because like I said, authors are always in the animation production studio, always invited, supervising the staff, the production itself. So yeah, they have the rights, right? They own their own IP, and obviously MF Bunko-J, but also the author has his rights, the rights of integrity, etc. So yeah. Anyway, that's that. And then this scene also, there's a scene that got skipped here from what I remember, and that is Ayanokouji talking to Ishizaki about Ibuki partnering up with someone, and that is Suzune. And then we get to this scene, and then they shorten some stuff here, like their back and forth banter. Their dynamic is actually, you know, funny. That's why I really like this banter. Even in the anime, you can see the tension between them. And then this one, some people wanted to see the, you know, the speech itself. I was like, no, the light novel didn't have that. And then we also get this shot, which is pretty insane, because we got the main heroines here, Kei, Suzune, and then Kushi at the back. I think that's Haruka at the back. And then what I also noticed that chat pointed out to me, alright, so I think this is Hondo, this is Sudo, but who's that at the back? I think that's Akito at first, but someone pointed out that it could be Onodera because same hair color. And if you guys don't know, Onodera in the light novel and in the anime, she was seen in season 2 in the sports festival. She said Saite to Sudo. And if you guys don't know Sudo and Onodera in volume 6 of year 2, then yeah. That's actually a good foreshadowing if that is Onodera. Good catch from the from chat during our discussion live on stream after we watched the episode. So yeah, setting off to the island. And then this one, this is actually changed. From what I remember, this is changed because I know, as far as I remember, Koenji talked to Suzune and declared that he will take first place and accepted the term on his own, and Suzune made the promise in front of the entire class. But also, from what I remember after reading year 2 volume 5, is that Kurikita girl and Koenji made a pact, or made a promise, that Koenji will now have his freedom if he wins the exam. That's why I think it's like a good reminder to the class. If we read the light novel, it is a good reminder to the class that, oh yeah, they made that promise. But I think in this scenario, it's much better because no one knows this promise. So Koenji can flex that and Suzune will back it up. Especially Suzune is the class representative. Yeah, I think it is good that they changed it, but I also wanted to see that kind of aura moment of Koenji declaring in front of the class that, you know, he will take first place. But at the same time, for consistent storytelling, because of Volume 5, he flexed that he and Suzune made a promise. especially if you all know what happened in year 2.5. Really good scene once again. This is not me defending the anime. I'm just saying what happened in the light novel, because I just read year 2 volume 5, so it's still fresh in my mind. So it's good that I'm reminded that this scene might actually be, you know, good for the change of settings. Ayanokouji wasn't present here, and so are other students. They aren't here. Koji is gonna flex this promise, and then Susan will back it up in the entire class in year 2 volume 5 in season 5. Now in this scene, we see this is actually a short scene as well in the light novel. Tsukishiro talking to Nanase to expel Ayanokouji. Now there's a symbolic image here about, you know, the licorice or the red spider lily and the golden spider lily, yellow spider lily. Yeah, Shinchi actually, you know, sent me the meaning of this. However, now that I remember the backstory of Nanase, this is actually a foreshadowing of Nanase's backstory. So you all know that red spider lily represents death, and I do think that this only color of the spider lily, that is gold or yellow, is representing Nanase, while you see the red surrounding her. So that is a good foreshadowing for Nanase's backstory. So yeah, you guys are gonna see it in the next episode. So that is it for this one. Actually really enjoyed it. Every time they adapt the last 2 episodes for the volume adaptation, it's always gonna be peak. So that's what I've noticed. They have this like pattern of adapting more than 100 pages in the first 2 episodes, and then adapt the last 2 episodes into like less than 100 pages. So yeah, or a bit over 100 pages. So that's what they always do with these kinds of adaptation for season 4. So yeah, and then also I'd like to say that Ibuki's design is actually, you know, it grows on me better now, especially in this episode. So yeah, I actually like her design way more now that I'm looking at it better. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. I still yapped, but yeah, I had to address the people saying that, oh, but also this, why does Ayanokouji have jacket on when it's supposed to be hot or summer? I mentioned before that this is a uniform dress code. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily hot. The weather is hot. This is just Ayanokouji's casual clothing. Now, dress codes, uniforms are, you know, mandatory. It's necessary for you to wear it in school, all right? But since they're not in school, they're just outside talking, obviously they can wear whatever they want. Look at Katsuragi's suit as well. It's a long sleeve. So yeah, you can see that it doesn't mean that even though it's summer, they should wear uncomfortable or comfortable clothes for the weather itself. It doesn't mean that the weather is hot, but since the season is summer, their uniforms are supposed to be coded as summer outfits. All right. Anyway, I hope that clarifies things up, because bro, you are gonna criticize the anime and look for any loophole that you want just to slander the anime. That is ridiculous. But yeah, anyway, really love the episode, and yeah, I yapped way too much again. Yeah, I won't be editing this video as much since the Clash of the Elite community is so toxic. You know, I actually want these community to receive an anime adaptation like Record of Ragnarok. True 1-to-1, but this kind of animation. That is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be seeing you guys on the next one, and yeah, I'll see you on the island exam arc, because we're now finally here. Although the first half of the episode will be just establishment, but we're now done with all this build up because we're now entering the island itself. So yeah, anyway, see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.